Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I would like to share with you a very fascinating game played by Magnus Carlsen. His opponent is American international master Timothy Taylor, and the game was played in 2003 in Budapest. At the time of this game, Carlsen was 13 years old, but already he was rated higher than his experienced opponent. Carlsen's rating was 2450 and Timothy Taylor's rating was 2385. But before starting our game, if you are new to my channel, consider subscribing in order not to miss my future uploads. And now let's go for our game and see what happened on the board. Carlsen opened up with e4 and Taylor responded with Sicilian defense c5, knight f3, d6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3 and g6. Black goes for this razor sharp dragon variation. Here we have bishop e3, bishop g7, f3, Black castles kingside, Qd2 knight c6, and we have Yugoslav attack with immediate castling queenside. In this line, white omits bishop c4 in order to speed up the attack. But the problem with this immediate castling queenside is that black now can go for d5, using the absence of the light squared bishop. Although d5 was not played after castling queenside, black played bishop d7, but the best moves are d5 and knight takes d4. For example, black can go for d5, and this is actually a heavy analyzed line with complex positions. Or after castling queenside, black can also play knight takes d4, a line which has also been seen many times. But in our game, after castling queenside, we have bishop d7, and there it goes g4. Carlsen is launching the immediate attack on the king side, queen a5. Here we have this important prophylactic king b1 move, rook c8, and h4, knight e5, and bishop e2, a very solid move. The idea of bishop e2 is that now if knight takes f3, then white can recapture with the bishop. For example, if you go for h5 straight away, then black has this knight takes f3 move, which is a very standard sacrifice in dragon variation. If knight takes f3, then black can play bishop takes g4, and if bishop g2, then rook takes c3 is coming, and then black can start exploiting the weaknesses of a1 h8 diagonal. White can face some problems. That's why after knight e5 we have the solid bishop e2 move. Although at the same time this is losing a tempo, and after knight c4, white is forced to move his bishop once again. We have bishop takes c4, rook takes c4 and h5. As you have noticed, black chose a very standard idea, played knight e5 and then knight c4. And actually, as white made only one move with his light squared bishop, white gained a tempo, and gaining a precious time in typical positions where we have opposite side castlings is very important. Here we have rook c8, knight b3 and queen d8. A mistake by Timothy Taylor. It was better to play queen e5. But in our game we have queen d8, and the problem with this move is that now after h takes g6, h takes g6, there is no one who can safeguard this e5 square, and Carlsen played e5. Look at this, guys. This is a powerful move which is blowing apart the dragon formation. Now if a move like d takes e5, then g5 is coming, and once the defender is removed, black is losing a piece. Or if a move like knight h7, then in this case white can play queen h2 followed by e takes d6. That's why after e5, understanding that he has nothing to lose, Timothy Taylor went for the sharp knight takes g4 move. F takes g4, bishop takes g4. Right now we have a hanging rook on d1, but Carlsen made another powerful move. This time we have queen h2. He wants to penetrate the opponent's camp. The rook is untouchable because of this queen h7 check followed by bishop h6. That's why after queen h2 we have bishop takes e5. Here comes queen h7 check, king f8 and bishop d4. Yes, Carlsen wants to get rid of black's dark squared bishop, after which black king will become an easy target. That's why in here Timothy Taylor captured on d4 with the rook in order to keep his bishop alive. Rook takes d4, bishop f5. Black is not capturing on d4 as mentioned above, is keeping alive that bishop, and rook d5. Carlsen now will come after that bishop, e6, and we have it. Rook takes e5. Finally, Carlsen manages to get rid of that bishop. By the way, the interesting thing is that instead of playing e6, if you move back your bishop on f6, then in this case white can go after the light squared bishop and can capture on f5. If g takes f5, then rook g1 is coming, and again white is winning. That's why in our game we have e6, and there it goes, rook takes e5, d takes e5, queen h8 check, king e7, queen takes e5. Looks like the storm is over, and if we have a look at the position, black has only 2 pawns against a piece, right? And also black king is in danger, black's position is totally lost. Of course, exchanging the queens favors black, black king is centralized, and also black has 3 powerful passed pawns. That's why Carlsen is keeping alive his queen, and now his knight will also join the attack. We have it, knight d4 check. Bishop takes e4, knight takes e4 check, king e7, and queen a3 check, king d7. This time we have rook d1 check, king c6. We have a brutal king hunt, guys. Queen a4 check, king b6, queen b4 check, king a6. Well, if queen b5, then after the exchange on b5, black is losing his rook. That's why after queen b4 check we have king a6 and rook d3. Carlsen is tightening the mating net. The rook will now start harassing black king from the 3rd rank, b6. Black is opening up an escaping square, but now comes knight d6. While this move white is taking under control this important b7 square. There is no escape. Rook c5. Now comes rook a3 check, and after rook a5, queen c4 check, we have a resignation. If queen b5, then queen takes b5, checkmate. Just a fantastic game, guys, and I hope that you enjoyed it greatly. In the end, a beautiful chess puzzle for you, which is also taken from Magnus Carlsen's game. Please take a look at this position and try to find the winning move for white. I will wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Here are more suggestions for you. Consider checking them out as well. I will see you in my next video. Take care.